And we're back, guys, with another video. It has been basically a month. It's already February. Originally the plan was to make a couple videos for the month of January, but I got like really sick. I don't know what's going on, if it's like a cold or something. I was not able to make any videos. But in today's video, we're gonna be announcing the giveaway winner that I announced for the 100K subscribers. Once again, thank you guys for subscribing to the channel and sorry, I'm trying to block the light over here. Thank you guys for subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys that watches the videos, and hopefully my big head covers the sun. And I'm gonna be announcing the giveaway winner towards the end of the video, so stay tuned. But in this video, guys, I just want to show you guys what I did on the BRZ, which was a part I really wanted to buy, but it costed way too much. It costed $2,000. And honestly, guys, there's some parts that do make sense to spend that type of money, but there's some parts that just really do not make sense for you to be spending. This is basically the start of the series. Why not show you guys how to make extra income to be able to afford the car parts for your car, and once you make the money, see if you actually want to spend it on that mod, or if you feel like, hey, you know what, I could also just DIY it and do it myself. And that's exactly what I did with this. So I saw something online that looked pretty cool and want to kind of replicate it when it comes to the center console. As you guys see, I have a little bit of red, and I saw this picture. I kind of want to replicate in a similar way with this part. I have a little bit of carbon fiber, and this one I wasn't sure I was going to keep it red, but for now it's staying red. I also ordered some black buttons from I think it's like the 10th anniversary, so I am going to be swapping this over to the black ones, and I actually ended up getting the automatic version. I'll tell you the reason why I decided to get the automatic buttons a little bit later in the video. But for now, let's go ahead and just remove the center console. It's very easy. There should be two little covers on one on each side. You pop it out and then go ahead and grab yourself a 10 mil and unbolt it. You're also going to be popping out the e-brake boot, and you're also going to be taking pretty much this part right here next to your buttons. So e-brake boot got pushed upwards. We removed the little cover over here. We ended up pushing up this up right here. Remove the two bolts right here. And then all that's left is pretty much this little part that gets popped out that connects to this piece right here, and it's going to be loose. Only thing that's left to do is obviously these are going to be plugged in to some harnesses, so go ahead and unplug those as well. And other than that, the whole thing just pops right out, and that's how it came out. I added these little stripes, and then making this red, instead of putting the stripe right here, I decided to move it to over here. I feel like it was just gonna look a little bit better. And I actually was gonna do this in the black Alcantara, but I decided to add a little bit of contrast and just add a little bit more red right there on both sides. And I feel like it looks a lot better. I'll add a little bit of red over here as well. Not that I would ever really see it, but I feel like it looks really good. So we'll see how it goes inside. As you guys know, I also ended up swapping out the buttons. I think it just looks a lot cleaner with the black and the black instead of the little silver right there. Overall, what do you guys think? Well, guys, I just want to announce the winner, and I just want to say congrats to Ali. Right here's a username on commenting. And honestly, a 1992 Miata would be great to do for the channel. I did have an NB before, and lately I've been wanting one with the pop-up headlights. One I had didn't have any pop-up headlights, so it would be interesting doing a build with one that has pop-up headlights. So I might be looking for one, who knows. But congrats for winning the giveaway. Send me a DM on Instagram, 0planet_. And the problem with working at home sometimes is during your lunch breaks, you can meet up with people from Facebook Marketplace and buy stuff that you kind of don't need, but at the same time you might need. I bought two headlights for the BRZ. One of them actually belongs to, it's kind of hard to tell, but these are really big headlights. This one belongs to a GR86, and then I also ended up buying this one that belonged to a BRZ, what I'm assuming it probably belonged to a 2023 and up BRZ because it has a little red logo right there. On mine is just clear, it's just a white. And to the keen viewer, you probably noticed that both of these headlights are right side headlights. So I ended up picking these up. This guy had them for 150 and I lowballed them to $30 because there is a little bit of damage on them. I'll show you guys in a different video, but with this one you can kind of see that there's no tabs in the top part, and that back part, it's broken. You can kind of see through on the inside. There's a project I want to work on. I've been wanting to work on it for the last 2 years, and I've been looking for donor headlights and I could just never find any. Now I finally came across these, and I definitely want to do this project. It's going to involve my 3D printer. It's going to involve very time-consuming things. I wish I had a pair. Let's add up how much I spent of wrapping my center console for the BRZ. So for this being the first video of the series on being able to make a little bit of extra income to be able to afford my car mods, my cost of the mod I wanted to get for the BRZ was about $2,000. It's going to fluctuate because sometimes there's sales, shipping, taxes, tariffs, but let's just put it at $2,000, an even nice number. That was how much I needed to raise to be able to afford it. Obviously I could work my regular job and keep putting money aside each month, and then eventually once I have the money, use that money to be able to pay for the mod. But I'm getting older, guys. I just had my birthday last month in January, and I need to make more responsible decisions, especially if I want to make sure this channel is profitable, because at this moment I am not profitable. I'm losing so much money in this channel, and I'm working like 3 jobs to be able to fund this channel, and it's very, very expensive living out here in the Bay Area. So that's what inspired me to kind of make this series, and I hope this also helps some of you guys out, that if you guys are just starting, maybe like in high school, college, and you got other expenses, or you're just not making enough money in your part-time jobs, or even full-time jobs, these are different ways that you could kind of make some money to be able to afford your mods. For this video, I'm going to be talking about stocks. I'm not going to go full into depth with like every single thing, but realistically, how I kind of explain it to people when they tell me like what to invest in. I'm no guru. I don't drive a Bugatti. I don't drive a McLaren, not just yet. But I always tell people, invest in stuff that you use kind of on a daily to weekly to monthly, yearly basis. Buy stuff that's not going to go out of business in the next 50, 100 years. I'm going to use a couple examples, not necessarily that I buy into those stocks, but these are just examples. Realistically, Coca-Cola is never really going to go out of business. Warren Buffett invested into that back in the day, and they're still doing strong, and realistically they're just going to keep going up and up. It's going to take a lot longer. It's not going to be just like Nvidia that shoots up. With Coca-Cola, it's more the long game. You get paid dividends. At this time, because I wanted to make money a little bit quicker, I ended up investing in Dutch Bros. Dutch Bros, as you guys know, I love Dutch Bros drinks. Just I'm a big consumer, and once I found out that it is publicly traded, I ended up buying a few shares, and I was able to make this much profit, which is about the $2,000 that I needed for the mod. And then I know some of you guys were going to comment and be like, Juan, well, you still have to pay taxes on that. So I went back in to just be able to make a little bit more, and I was able to make this much amount, an extra 1,200 bucks around there, to be able to cover the cost of taxes. And if I wanted to buy the mod, I was going to be able to buy it. And I was going to buy it, but particularly for this mod, I realized it's so much money just for that. And I kind of feel like I'm going to be using it on a, you could say, daily basis, where I'm going to put my arm, I'm going to put drinks, and I feel like the Alcantara and leather would just fade so much quicker. So I decided, instead of spending all my money on that, do the way I did it, the DIY way, and then I would be able to save some of that money for a different video, different content. I ended up buying those headlights. That was like some money that I was able to save. I also found another good Facebook Marketplace find. I'm not going to tell you what I bought. That's going to be for a different video, because I'm still waiting on other parts that I got to assemble to make that video. But stay tuned for that one. And I realized also it was $2,000, and you could technically buy yourself a carbon fiber hood from like Cybin or Street Hunter. You guys know I already have the Street Hunter hood, and you could have also paid to paint match it, or you could have gotten some RPF ones or some used gram light stuff like that, and that would change up the look of the car a lot more than just having leather center console. That's how I saw it, and I felt like it wasn't really worth it to kind of spend 500 bucks on the way I did it. I feel like it came out a lot better, a lot nicer, and you saved a lot more money. Other than that, guys, I feel like I kind of showed you guys one way of being able to afford car parts. That's basically a side hustle, and it's not going to be your full-time thing. As long as you're doing it in a smarter way, you'll be able to make a little bit of profit, and you'll be able to buy those mods that you want, guys. And if you guys aren't interested in doing any of that, and you want to just do something a little bit more simpler, a little bit more hands-on, then stay tuned for video number 2. I'll show you guys a whole different way of being able to do a side hustle, where it's kind of a little bit easier, where you don't need to have any capital to be able to start making some money, and you can just start from pretty much zero. So wait for that video to come out, guys. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. As always, good vibes. See you guys next time. Peace out. And once again, thank you guys for 100,000 subscribers. It feels unreal that the channel is that high up, and I will be doing more giveaways. I wish more people participated, because once again, this is all free. I'm spending my own money that I work for to be able to give you guys some free stuff. So I'm really shocked why nobody really participates, because it's literally just free money right there.